Well, hey there, hi there, ho there. How do you do, buckers? How the heck are you, man? I am Tom the Beer Whisperer. Wow, so I'm doing a rare Thursday video. Well, I was doing a lot of Thursday videos, actually. But then, the new fall TV season started. Wife and I watch a lot of TV, man. Well, in the evenings after a long day of work, and I've already fixed dinner, and there's some shows we like to watch, so I quit doing beer videos and hanging out with other folks to, spend some quality time with my lovely wife. But she had to be out and doing something else tonight, so I thought I would just resurrect my Thursday live video I was doing there. Fired my backdrop up here, as you can see. No, I'm not really at this pub. Just a backdrop, man. Not trying to fool you. It's just kind of my poor man's green screen, if you were. Just my TV, man. Trying to adjust that, though. There we go. Anyway, just my TV, man. But I've got the backdrops loaded, and we're going. Speaking of hoes, why'd you say hoes, man? Because I said, hey there, oh there. Hoes are people too, man. There's a National Beer Day, National Cupcake Day. Hey, Pimple, how the heck are you? Why don't we have a National Hoe Day? Be nice to Hoe Week, something like that, Give him a big tip. Tip I gives him the whole shaft. Anyway, I digress. I'm doing good, man. So I'm drinking this one here. I've actually picked this out for less than $2 several weeks ago. I have 2 bottles left. I'd pop one tonight when my wife's gone, and then I just kind of relax. I don't sleep well alone, man. So it's gonna be a tough night. She's doing a sleep study tonight. Been having issues, so I brought her in for a sleep study. Oh man, this thing is gorgeous. They had a bunch. They're not even past date, to be honest with you. Sometimes they get it closer past date. The date's somewhere in 18, so it's not like I'm even that close to that. But I think it's April of 18, if I remember right. But some of my glasses I just can't get off of there. It's fine. So I thought I'd take. I was gonna say both of them, but nah. I said I'm gonna drink this one tonight, and I think I'll probably save the other one till Thanksgiving, most likely, or right thereabouts. I give him the whole shaft. Anyways, I digress. Oh. Hey, some of my best friends are hoes. Oh, not really. I'm just kidding. Don't take me literally, y'all. Of course, there was a time, but I was young. It was Southern California in the 80s. Oh, my backdrop switched. Darn, I hate when that happens. Oh, biscuits. There we go. And my next one. Didn't time that very well, Tom. I tell you that right now. Anyway, or you gotta glance at the clutter in my house here. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Ah, shit. Oh. I was just kidding about the hoes, y'all. Some people are humor challenged, man. What are you talking about, though? Oh, damn. Besides, my wife knows I'm too germophobic to go hoe shopping. I mean, I'm used to her germs after 25 years, but I ain't letting anybody else get near me. I don't know where they put that thing. I know I'm the only face that's been in my wife's business for the last 25 years. I don't mind strapping the goggles on and going muff diving, but I ain't going for any strange, man. I'm way too paranoid and germophobic for that. Anyways, I digress. This is a fine beer, man. I may run this one long because, well, I am, like I said, I am home alone and unsupervised. I opened a great big beer. So I may sit here for the duration and just talk, man. Is that okay with you? 10%, 1.9.4 ounces, so it's about a 25-ounce bottle. Aged Grand Reserve 17, aged with French oak. Bottle re-fermented ale. This is bottled in 2014, so it's been aged a good bit. I don't see where the date is on it now. Let's see. It does have a date on it. Oh no, it's I was thinking it was 18, but it's 17. 12/8 of 17. I mean, I'm still a good couple months before that. And let's be honest, that's not really a Ghost Belly update, you know. It does say best before, but I don't even know if that really applies to a beer like this, a nice barrel-aged beer. I mean, it can stay good under the right circumstances forever. This clearly hasn't lost anything for a 3-year-old beer, and I bet it could last another 3 if I kept it in the dark like a mushroom. Can't keep it cool and dark, man. Anyways. So yeah, I'll probably drink this other one the Thanksgiving weekend, to be honest with you. I don't know what we're going to do this Thanksgiving. Last Thanksgiving, some friends invited us over. The Thanksgiving before we went to our daughter's, but last year around Thanksgiving, they were just on Thanksgiving. They got the keys to their new house, so they had things going on. But we did have some friends invite us over last year, so we did that because I typically do something. Thanksgiving was always Seamus' favorite holiday. So it's been a difficult one for me to really, you know, because Seamus and I planned a menu together. So I've kind of just, you know, done little things here and there. I don't mind. I don't really want to do a turkey this year, to be honest with you. So if our daughter does something, I'll volunteer to do other stuff. I'm hoping somebody else will do the turkey because I just don't want to. I don't, man. If the wife and I end up staying home and if it's just the two of us, which I'm okay with personally, I'm not going to do a turkey. I may do a turkey breast. I may do turkey parts, you know. I may do some legs and thighs and that kind of thing. But hey, I may even just do some Cornish game hens, which I wouldn't mind doing either. But I'm not going to do a whole bird. I just don't feel like it. It's been too hard for me to do a whole bird since we're last Seamus because we plan different things together, and it just brings back too much, and I just don't want to do that. But yeah, wife and I, if it's just the wife and I this year, that wouldn't be bad either. Then we could just relax. Because, like, you know, for those of you that have been paying attention, we're in a new place too this year. So, but the oven's small, so I don't want to do anything big like a turkey. But yeah, I would, you know, I wouldn't mind doing a turkey breast. Actually, to be honest with you, I'd probably prefer to do just a couple Cornish hens if it's just a wife and I. And maybe do another protein along with it, you know what I mean? Maybe some beef, maybe some pork, maybe some seafood. Wouldn't mind doing some seafood with it either, depending on what's around, what I could afford at the time. For our anniversary, I splurged a little bit and bought some Argentina Reds and cooked them at home, which was okay because we didn't go out. So I mean, I bought a steak and Argentina Reds, and still cost, you know, it still costs less than if we were to go out. So even casual dining. Instead, I got a very nice steak, some very nice ribs, and we had shrimp, and we had a nice meal. So I love the Argentina Red. So they've got more of a texture similar to a langoustine, kind of, you know, sort of, not quite to lobster, but it's very similar flavor and texture. But it's very much like a langoustine. It was very nice. I mean, you know, we got 2 meals out of the steak. Actually, it was a T-bone is what I bought, but it actually had the whole tenderloin attached. So it was really a porterhouse, but they were selling it as a T-bone. And so the guy comes up and says, "Can I help you?" I said, "I want that second steak right there." He smiled. He said, "That one?" I said, "Yeah, that one." he put it up there. I said that one's a porterhouse, man. He said, yeah, I could sell that one as a porterhouse because it had the whole tenderloin attached. Because the rest of them had a cut, but that one had it all attached. I said, no, I want that baby right there. So what I did was when I cooked it rather rare the first time. And I just cut that tenderloin portion off, and we just ate the tenderloin portion. Then the next day, I heated it up and got it to more of a medium rare. And we finished the rest of the steak, and then the shrimp, we ate about half of them the first night with the tenderloin portion of that steak, and then the second time I kept them cold and served the shrimp as cocktail. I made my own cocktail sauce because I'm handy that way. My dad taught me how to make a cocktail sauce when I was just a wee lad, and I've been making it the same way ever since. And if I told you how I did it, message retracted. What the hell, Pitbull? Don't go censoring yourself on me. This ain't a fascist regime. Not yet, anyway. Go ahead, say what you want to say, man. This ain't a fascist regime. This ain't a fascist regime, man. Go ahead, say what you gotta say, brother. Talk to me, Pitbull. Anyways. So yeah, I've been wanting some shrimp cocktails, so I made my sauce, and I'm not going to tell you how I make it because Dad did it a certain way, and if I told you how, you go, oh. But it's very simple, very easy to do, and it's certainly a lot better than buying buying that stuff in a jar. I like to make mine up anyway. So it was nice. So I spent. It was about $25 for the steak and the shrimp, and we got both my wife and I got 2 meals out of it, so I got 4 servings, for the $25 there. So it was worth it. It was a whole lot better than casual dining steak, if you know what I mean. Oh, that was it was a mighty fine T-bone, man. So we ate the tenderloin portion. Everything was porterhouse. So they sold it as a T-bone, which is why I keep referring to it as a T-bone. But that son of a gun was a porterhouse, man. I know what a porterhouse is. My dad taught me steaks when I was very young. That was a damn porterhouse. But they were selling it as a T-bone for a lot less than the porterhouse, so I bounce it. I bounce it, man. I bounce it. Anyway, it was freaking good, too. It was melting in your mouth. Yeah, we ate the tenderloin portion the first night. Then we ate the strip portion the second night. And, oh, gosh. So I served the shrimp and the steak warm the first night, and then the second night I served an appetizer of the shrimp cocktail, and then the steak, and then we had our own salad mix out front that my wife had grown, so we had like a mixed green salad, it was very nice, man. It was very nice, very nice, very nice. And I made this salad dressing. I thought I'd made it for my wife, but she didn't remember it. My dad used to make this dressing. It's kind of an old school steakhouse dressing. That again, I'm not going to tell you how that's made either. But it's still different. So I hadn't made it for a long time, and I know I'd made it for her at some point, but she didn't remember. So, anyways, my dad always made it with red leaf lettuce. Only way he ever made it. And I had some mixed greens. We had some mixed greens. So, anyways, I mixed that up and tossed it together. She just loved that dressing. Now that's all she wants me to make. She just want to buy a dressing. She wants me just to make that stuff. It was really good. It's slightly different than Dad did. Dad did everything very simple, which is good. And there's nothing wrong with simple. The core of the dressing was the same. The only thing I did different to it is I added some greenery to it, or some greens, however you'd say it. I had some fresh parsley from the garden. I had some fresh chives, so I added that to the dressing and then tossed it with it to give it a little more flavor. But that's certainly not something Pops would have done. I'll tell you that right now. But my dad was brilliant, man. But yeah, it's kind of an old school steakhouse dressing because that's kind of what he did. But and I made it slightly different than he did, other than that. But the spirit was there, if that makes sense to you. So I was channeling Pop. I was channeling you, Dad. And Seamus too. I was thinking of how he'd want to fix stuff, and that's kind of how I ended up putting the meal together with the steak and the shrimp. I just felt like he was guiding me at the store to buy the right things. So anyways, mercy. It's getting close to holidays. Like I feel myself kind of struggling, you know. I'm heading towards melancholy. So I keep trying to fight that off, trying to find a way to fight that off. So work's been slow the last couple of weeks. But I've had a lot of tastings on the weekend, so that's been good too. And I'm actually working a festival. The first festival I've worked. I've done a lot of tastings at liquor stores, that kind of thing, but I've never worked a festival for this company, so I'm excited about doing that. It's Oktoberfest in Rogers, Arkansas, so that's going to be cool. I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, it's working a Saturday, but hell, what are you going to do, right? Yeah, I don't mind. I'm pouring beer. It's not like it's going to be, you know, incredibly strenuous work. I get to pour beer and bullshit. Quite frankly, that's my home run swing. That's what I do, man. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm doing this Saturday from 3 to 7, if any of my friends are up and around. My Springfield friends, I mean, hell, Rogers, Arkansas is only 2 hours away from here, from Springfield, man. So get your ass on down there. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. So I think it's the first year they've done it there in Rogers, so they're kind of trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be downtown Rogers, which is very nice. There's a great beer bar in downtown Rogers called Brick Street Brews, and one of the owners, Mike Rooney, just one of the great guys. You know, he's a guy that you want owning a bar. You know, is that nice bar owner who loves beer, understands beer, and, you know, he's got a story for everything. He likes to talk, and he's just a great guy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to working that thing. I really am. 3-7 this Saturday, Rogers, Arkansas. Come on down, man. Say you've been drinking with the Beer Whisperer, man. What you waiting for? Don't be shy. 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 Mercy. Whew. So I recently wrote a new article on my website, TomTheBeerWhisperer.com. There we go. Thanks for the shameless plug. Way to go, Tom. Oh, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, no. There we go. I was going to overflow it there for a second. But yeah, so I was kind of referencing, you know, the recent passing of Tom Petty, tying it in with a little bit about my dad and my son Seamus. And I call it if there's a rock and roll heaven, referencing the Righteous Brothers to it, of course. If you're old enough to know that tune. The chorus goes like this. I'm not going to sing it for you. I'm just going to, you know, speak it like it's poetry, because it is, really. If you believe in forever, life is just a one-night stand. If there's a rock and roll heaven, they're sure to have a hell of a band. It's just a great tune, man. If you haven't heard it, look it up right now. I slipped into AM radio voice for no apparent reason. Look it up right now. But wait, there's more. Anyway, yeah, that's a great tune. Anyway, yeah, just kind of talking a little bit about Tom Petty. Saw many artists live in the 80s. I saw a lot of bands, man. But Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers were one band that had eluded me for one reason or another. I'm not exactly sure why, but I was always a fan. I remember being a kid and I was trying to remember how old I was when I had heard. It was probably maybe 13, 12 or 13. 13 probably. When I heard I was riding with, I remember the first time I heard it. This is the how much that song is etched in my mind. My cousin, let's see, so I must have been 14 because he was 2 years older and he was driving, so I must have been 14. He had just gotten his license, I believe. So I was riding with my cousin Tim. I'm not exactly sure we're going to somewhere where his brother was. Not even sure why he picked me up to go, but he wanted me to go with him for whatever reason. But anyway, I was riding with him, and Tom Petty tune "I Need to Know" came on, and I remember hearing that song and thinking, man, that song is brilliant. And as soon as I got home, I went to my room and I counted up all of my money, and I had just enough to go to the record store, which was about a 10-minute walk from my house. It's a true story, man. About a 10-minute walk from my house, called Peer Records. The Peer, I guess they were called The Peer Records. We always just call them Peer Records. And I bought that album, man. I Need to Know. I thought that song is just... There's other great songs on that album, but that's the particular song, and that's my memory of it. You know, I'm of the school of thought where some people just hear music. Some people do, because you know, not everybody feels about music the way I do. And it took me a long time to figure out why. What's wrong? But you know, there's people like me that don't just hear music; we feel it. You know, we feel it straight to our soul. And those people that just hear it don't really understand people like us, man. They don't get us at all, man. But we don't get them either, so that's okay. See, my wife does. My wife likes some songs, but she doesn't feel them like I do. But I hear something, and it just goes straight to my soul. Of course, then there's those people that don't believe you have a soul, and well, I don't know what to tell you people. You know what I mean? I feel something deeper. I know, man. I don't know what to tell you about it. Maybe you were born without a soul, but I wasn't. Anyways, I digress. Whew, it is hot in here, man. I have to turn all of the lights on in the place. Then I put this shirt on. I shouldn't have put this shirt on. I have to turn all the lights on in the place to have enough light when I do these in the evenings. I don't know if I can back that up just enough without jacking up that camera, because it was a real pain in the ass getting that camera set in the first damn place. So you can see the top of my TV, so I blew the illusion. I gotta take this damn shirt off because I'm roasting. Hopefully you don't see me in my underwear there. I don't know how much you can see. I think you did, didn't you? You saw we saw your underwear, Tom. You saw the bottom of the TV there. Sorry about that. I had to take that damn shirt off, man. That was hurting, brother. Yeah, I'm freaking roasting in here. My chestnuts are roasting, man. I got a couple of these lights just heat up this whole damn place. Anyway, sorry about that. I didn't mean to show y'all that. You got my chair, saw the whole... That's I blew the illusion. I couldn't take it anymore. I was freaking roasting, man. So anyways, I should just ended the video. Hell. I'm about authenticity. I'm not trying to put one over on y'all. about authenticity. Yeah, so many people out there that call themselves beer reviewers, and they're just trying to fool you, man. I personally don't call myself a beer reviewer. I call myself a beer drinker, man. I'm a beer enthusiast, man. I loves me some beer, but I don't want to review it. I don't want to grade it. I don't want to judge it. I just want to enjoy it. I don't understand why people have to grade, judge, and compare everything. And make lists. Gosh, craft beer guys want to make lists, don't they? What's your 10 favorite beers? What's your 10 favorite... Man, that changes at any given moment, man. Could be my mood. I mean, today, my 10 favorite... Tomorrow, my 10 favorite beers are going to be different than they are today. Today, I may want 10 Pilsners. Tomorrow, I may want 10 barrel-aged beers. I just think it's ridiculous why some folks think you need to compare everything. What's your 10 favorite this? What's your 10 favorite that? You ever look at some of these lists that some of these folks tell you? You know, they'll post some kind of, you know, beer writers top 10 this, and you swear you know somebody got blown somewhere. You know, somebody got paid off for blown. I tell you what, because that beer bar shouldn't be on that list, or that beer shouldn't be. No way, man. So don't make lists, man. Anyways, I digress. Oh, this beer's nice. You get a lot of deep roasted malt, you certainly do. But because of what it is, dark ale onlys, ale brewed with spices, aged in French oak with natural flavors added. Yeah, you certainly feel all that, but you also, I'm feeling some fruit notes as well. I'm kind of getting some raisin in there, but I'm getting hints of cocoa. It's reminded me a lot of, to be honest with you, it's reminded me a lot of Mother's Milk, which is an imperial stout aged with cocoa nibs and raisins. They're not the same beer. I get that, but there are similarities in flavor. This is nice, though. It's very nice. Makes my willy wiggle, I'll tell you that right. It's making me hard, man. Anyways, I digress. This one's going to take forever to load, man. I've been on the air almost 30 minutes now. Biscuits, man. I may do another one after this, too, boy. What else am I going to do, right? It keeps me from watching porn. Anyways, I digress. It's either this or internet porn, man. And this is the lesser of the evil. And I feel less guilty afterwards. Anyways, I digress. Oh. Seamus and I saw a lot of shows together, boy. We went to Rocklahoma 2 years in a row. The first year we just went to one day. The second year they had a 5-day festival. We did all 5 days, man. We rocked it. We did a lot of little blues festivals together too. Him and I saw a lot of other shows. Moody Blues we saw one year here in Springfield. He really loved the Moody Blues. That was a great show. The funny part about it is, I mean, he knew some of the songs before, because he liked to study up on bands before he went to the concerts. I mean, he was more of a hard rock kind of guy. So he was kind of, I'll go, it'll be all right. He kind of liked the songs, but seeing them live, he was really pulled in at how they were able to do some of the songs that they did live, because that band was tight, man. Everything was perfect. They were just amazing. Justin Hayward, John Lodge, oh, goodness gracious. It was amazing. It was a great show. Hayward is a very underrated songwriter, both Hayward and Lodge, but they were a lot together. But Hayward did a lot on his own as well. But just to sing in a rock and roll band that night was just brilliant. The last show we saw together was in 2012. I had won tickets from a radio station. To see the headliner was REO Speedwagon. The other bands were Nugent and Ted Nugent, man. This fucking guy, Ted Nugent and Styx. So the Nuge opened. The great thing about the Nugent show, though, is Seamus and I saw Ted Nugent a few years earlier. And he was performing as a trio. It was okay, but he left out certain songs, because certain songs he can't do on his own. He just can't. He doesn't have that ability. But when we saw him this last time back in 2012, he had Derek St. Holmes was back with him. So he was able to have, Holmes on rhythm guitar, or St. Holmes, I should say, Derek St. Holmes on rhythm guitar. And that really makes Ted Nugent a better guitar player, because he doesn't have the style. I almost said not good enough, but his style really isn't conducive to a rock power trio. He's better when he's just able to do leads and be Ted. And although he does sing a lot of songs, there's a handful he doesn't that he just can't. He just doesn't have the voice for it. That's what Derek St. Holmes was there for, because Derek St. Holmes has a great voice. I was a big fan of Derek St. Holmes. I liked him in his early years with Ted Nugent, but I was really a fan when he did the one album, the one album with Aerosmith guitar player Brad Whitford. Whitford St. Holmes was a great album. I hoped it would do better commercially. It didn't, but the album itself was brilliant. It really was. And then, of course, he spent some time with MSG, Michael Schenker Group. I don't know if he's still playing with Nuge or not, but he was there in 2012, and that made a very nice show. It really did. Styx, though, to be honest with you, of the three bands, Styx is, sorry while I scratch my ear, Styx is the band that stole the show. Seamus loves Styx, and I can't remember the name of the keyboard player, Lawrence something or other, and I can't remember his last name. I apologize, Lawrence, but this guy was amazing. Of course, there's been a big riff with Dennis DeYoung and Tommy Shaw for, I don't know, decades. Tommy Shaw, this was Tommy Shaw's Styx, and of course, Lawrence, he had this keyboard, and he was standing, but it was on this platform that rotated, so he'd do these solos, and he would just spin around. It was freaking amazing. The guy is a genius. James Young was a guitar player in the band. So, and he was, again, an underrated guitar player, and he did, one of my favorite Styx tunes is Miss America, which is the, one tune that James Young gets to sing on. Of course, he doesn't have the greatest voice, let's be honest, but he has a sound, and it's perfect for that song. Miss America is a great tune. I mean, it's a great social comment. A lot of fun. Pay attention to the lyrics of that tune. It's brilliant social commentary. Which, again, that's a lot of what Styx did that folks just didn't realize. Tommy Shaw was brilliant, too. I mean, he really was. He's the man's genius, in my opinion. He's just brilliant. REO Speedwagon was good. They were good. There was nothing wrong with the show. They're just not as dynamic as Styx. So Seamus wasn't quite as taken with them. But they played well. The songs were good. Cronin's voice is a little worse for wear, let's be honest. This was 5 years ago. He doesn't have the sound he once had. It's not necessarily unusual for somebody that's been around the game, about 30... No, that would have been, let's see, about 42 years at the point that we saw them, But they were good. Their sound was tight. They're not as dynamic. Styx was just dynamic live. I mean, it was a live show. It wasn't just five guys, standing there. So, I mean, it was just a dynamic set. It was brilliant. And then REO comes on. It was almost a little bit anticlimactic. I wish it would have went Nugent, REO, and then Styx, and it kind of would have built. But Seamus was tired anyway. He was really, we had just gotten, at the time of the concert, we had just got home. We'd only been home for a couple days from his latest treatment at St. Louis Children's Hospital. So he was very tired. He was very weak, and we weren't sure if we were gonna be able to go. To be honest with you, but he just he wanted to go, man. So I told him right from the beginning. I said, look, the tickets were free. The tickets were free. We can stay as long or as short as you like. I don't care if they're there for 5 minutes or the entire thing. That's really up to you. I'm not going to be bothered one way or the other. So it had to be up to him, man. So because it was hard for him to sit for a period of time. If you've ever gone through any kind of treatment like that, you understand what I'm talking about. I haven't, but watching him was brutal. I wish it was happening to me, to be honest with you. It just took so much out of me to watch him go through what he was going through. But anyway, he was just so into Styx, there was no way I was getting him out of there. But about 30 minutes into REO, he was wearing on him, I could tell. So I kind of opened up the door. I said, "Bud, if you're tired, we can go home." And he said, "Okay." because I know he didn't want to tell me, you know. But I could tell, you know, he never. It's just a thing, man. You know, I get frustrated with people when they bitch and moan about silly shit. You know, oh, I got this little ache, I get this little pain. Oh my goodness, I gotta have a hangnail. You know, my son never complained about a damn thing. He was in extreme pain all the time, and he never complained about nothing. So I have no tolerance for people bitching about tiny shit. I walk away from the conversation. As soon as I start hearing nonsense, I'm done. I'm out of here, man. This shit ain't gonna happen for me. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, but yeah, I mean, I could look at his face until he was in pain. He didn't want to tell me, but I knew. So anyways, but yeah, we stayed for a good portion of it. But you know, I'd seen REO once before. It wasn't a big thing for me. I was at that show for him. I'd seen Styx before. I'd seen Nuge before, so I didn't care. You know, if he didn't want to go to the show at all, it would have been a heartbreaker for me. There were free tickets. I'd have found somebody to give them to. It wouldn't have been a big thing. But he really wanted to go see Nugent again. He really wanted to see Styx. And he wanted to see REO, but he was really tired and he was hurting. About 30 minutes in, like I said, the show wasn't near as dynamic, and they weren't holding his attention. But it was a lot of fun, and that was our last concert. That was it. That was the last one. Oh. That was it, man. Anyway, you're getting melancholy, Tom. I know, man. Shit. So here, the thing is, I don't drink every day. And this is my first beer all week, but I don't take. I was taking a lot of the leaves, but they do number on your belly, right? So I quit taking any kind of, you know, I don't take Tylenol, ibuprofen, Aleve. I don't take anything like that anymore. But sometimes, you know, if I have a beer, especially one of this caliber, it eases that pain just enough where I can start to relax. Now the trick is staying in that zone, right? Not drinking too much to go past that. But if I get, you know, or if I have, you know, a couple shots of whiskey, it takes just enough off of that back where I can rest. I broke my leg when I was 24 years old. Not that that matters, man. But I'm leading up to something, you see. It wasn't a compound fracture, but it was a pretty serious break. But now when the weather changes, it hurts like a mother humper. So I guess it was about a week ago, we went from being very hot to, it was like a 20 degrees temperature drop, and it got very, you know, it was storming, and, you know, and then my leg, so I mean, it woke me up about 2 o'clock in the morning, and that leg was just throbbing. I mean, it had a pulse. Man, it was, oh my God, it was so bad, it woke me up, so I got up, okay. Took a few deep breaths. I mean, I don't want to start drinking at 2 o'clock in the morning to ease the pain, but yeah. So, but now if I have, you know, about 2 ounces of whiskey or a nice beer like this in the evening, I'm able to relax and go to sleep. It doesn't wake me up in the morning. So. But yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of Aleve I mean, it takes a lot of everything, but Aleve's the only thing that really works, to be honest with you. Tylenol and ibuprofen, I might as well be popping M&Ms. And they don't do a damn thing for me. But I take some Aleve and it works, but I had a Aleve prescription for a long time, but then it, you know, it ended, and then I had to go see a doctor to get a refill, and so I made an appointment to see a doctor, and it was on a Friday, and I swear to you, this is the third time this doctor's done this to us. Sick. She's sick. Sick on Friday. It's the third freaking time in a row, actually. 3 times in a row. That we've made Friday appointments that she's been sick. So she's either doesn't want to see us, or she happens to be ill a lot on Fridays. I don't know what the situation is, but it pissed me off. So I said, screw it, I'm just not going to take the shit anymore. I'm not going back to that doctor. She pissed me off. Calling sick on me, will you? Well, you know, the assistant calls in. She's called in sick, but you can go into the walk-in clinic. Well, if I want to go to the walk-in clinic, I would have made a fucking appointment. So screw you. I'm not going to take your damn pharmaceuticals. I'll just drink, by golly. And that's what I've done since, and it actually works better, to be honest with you. There's less side effects. So there you go. The problem is, again, I don't drink every night, so sometimes it gets, you know, if I go 4 or 5 days without a beer or you know, cups of whiskey, the pain really starts to get intense, and that's kind of where I'm at today. Is the pain's been very intense today, but it's starting to get better as we speak. It's improving rapidly. Anyway. Biscuits. Gosh, I've been talking 40 minutes, man. Ain't nobody gonna watch this son bitch, I tell you that right. Anyways, there you go. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap her up. I'm gonna sit down, finish this, and I'm gonna come back and I might have some whiskey with the rest of this. Who knows what I might do. I am an enigma. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, prolific beer drinker, BeerVangelist, Purveyor of Wisdom, and all around. So I gotta pull this out. So gotta pull it out now, baby. Easy while Papa pulls it out. Anyways, I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, BeerVangelist, prolific beer drinker, Purveyor of Wisdom, and all around. Good guy. You got my angle there. I like this pub scene, don't you? See, you can see it's my TV. I'm not trying to fool you guys, but I just like having a pub in the background.